It is September 28th, 2012, and this is the first of many Because Play Matters video blogs. What I've decided to do, since doing my video blog from MIT last year worked out pretty well, I've actually decided to restart the tradition, and this time talking about what's going on with the Because Play Matters Game Lab. And that is my lab at Syracuse University, and it's where I'm doing now a lot of my work. And so my goal is to create one of these videos every so often when interesting things are going on, to let you know the different projects we're working on and what's happening with Because Play Matters. And you'll hear this URL many times, but if you want to follow up on a lot of these things, you can find more information at becauseplaymatters.com. So, the biggest news is that we got a grant! Yay! We were recently awarded money by the IMLS, which is a institute, the government-funded Institute for Museum and Library Services. We won one of the national leadership grants, and the project is to create an alternate reality game toolkit for academic libraries. We are funded, partnering with MIT and the Education Arcade folks there, and with the ALA. And what we're going to be doing over the next 18 months is first working with a set of academic libraries to learn about what they would need in a toolkit to help them make an alternate reality game. We're then going to work with MIT in the design phase in order to create the structure of what that would look like, and then we're going to build it at Syracuse University and test it out with those libraries with the goal of testing it next fall as an orientation activity. So you'll be hearing a lot more about this project as it goes on. The funding is to create a prototype, and then if that all works out well, we can then go back and request more funding to actually create the complete experience that goes beyond academic libraries and all of that. But that's going to be a big funded project. Very happy to have gotten that. Other things that have gone on, so we had our first Game Designers Guild meeting last month, and some folks from Fort Stanwix National Park came and pitched that they were looking for a game to help people understand what went on at Fort Stanwix and what might have happened if things had fallen. And so we've started development on that game now. We had a brainstorm at the Game Designers Guild, and then people really interested in making the game got together, and we're starting that process. On Monday, we facilitated a game that helped faculty from the iSchool and faculty from Newhouse get together and talk and get to know each other. And so that was kind of an interesting time, because it was the first time that most of the faculty at the iSchool had seen any game that I designed, and the first time most of the faculty at Newhouse had ever heard anything about me. And so it's pretty nerve-wracking, but we got people talking and engaging, and it went pretty well, so I was very happy with that. This semester I'm teaching a gamification course, which is humming right along. We're looking at concepts of gamification used for manipulation and used for motivation, and understanding when those two are the same, when those two are different, really trying to get into these concepts. And so that's pretty exciting. There was an article in the student newspaper this last week on what I'm doing with game design and video games and these sort of concepts. Other things that are happening, so we are engaging with, there's a game studies group here on campus for PhD students, and so if you have interest, if you're a PhD student on the Syracuse campus and you're interested in exploring game studies, you can send me an email and I'll link you into that group as well. Our next Game Designers Guild is October 12th, and you're welcome to come. We're going to have folks coming from the MOST to talk to us. The MOST is the Science Museum in Syracuse, and we'll begin putting together some games for that. Also last week I went back to MIT. Went to a sabbatical, or went to another sabbatical. No, I went to a symposium that the MIT Game Lab was putting on. So the Gambit Game Lab, where I worked when I was there last year, is now transitioned to the MIT Game Lab. So the symposium was a time to make that transition, to announce what was going on. And so it was interesting to go back. So the people in the game lab were the same, but they were in a different place, so it was very bizarre. Like, this is not right, but yet it feels so familiar to me. But I had a good time. I got to hear Peter Molyneux talk about his new project with a giant cube, where he's going to try and get a lot of people to work on the same problem at the same time by tapping little squares of a cube away. And as they tap the squares away, they get more special abilities and they level up. And if they don't want to actually tap the squares and level up, they can just pay him money. I was okay with it till that money part, and then it's kind of like, you know, Cow Clicker 2.0. But anyway, we'll see what happens. I know they're trying to get that up and running at this point. So I'm pretty excited. I feel like I'm on this roller coaster and we're kind of going up and up and up and collecting people. We've got a number of affiliated faculty that I'm now joined because Play Matters, and I'm going to try and get some of them on some of these videos so you can learn more about these folks. My goal really with Because Play Matters is to have it be a broad organization that grabs anyone around the Syracuse community that wants to engage with games, either through Game Designers Guild, through the Game Studies Group, or through being an affiliated faculty. So if I'm talking to you, if you say, hey, that sounds pretty awesome, send me an email and we can talk. So that's it for this week. I'll talk to you all in a future week. Take care and bye-bye.